Hi, everybody. Welcome. And as always, thank you for being here with me. Okay, now where do we start? I guess we can start with the most boring and predictable of all, Meghan's pap walk. Of course, it was George's birthday, so of course she had to release photographs of herself and Kimberly Williams Paisley coming out of a restaurant. I swear, Meghan Markle is the most predictable and boring person on earth. The very same rictus grin when she knows the paparazzi are out there waiting. The same bloody hairstyle, the same mom jeans, the same tucked-in shirt, the same scruffy collar, the same scruffy rolled-up sleeves. Oh, yawn. So boring, really boring. Goodness, poor photographers. I hope she paid them well. Anyway, I did not recognize Kimberly Williams Paisley, at least not until I read what movies she was in. I've seen Father of the Bride a long, long time ago. So yes, there's that. Kimberly and her husband, Brad Paisley, also live in Montecito, have been married for more than 20 years and have 2 children. According to an article I read, Harry met the Paisleys in 2020 when he took part in a stand-up for heroes event where Brad Paisley also performed. Brad Paisley being a country musician. Kimberly and Brad are also known for their charity work and founded an initiative called The Store, which provides basic groceries for the needy. Well, in light of all that, I wonder how Kimberly feels now that she found out that Meghan used her as a prop for a pap walk while wearing £53,200 worth of jewelry to a simple luncheon. Well, I for one don't care anymore. If people want to be so stupid as to associate with Meghan and watch their own assets in the popularity stakes drop like a lead balloon, then so be it. There's no cure for stupidity. I also wonder how nervous Harry and Meghan really are now that Joe Biden had stepped out of the presidential race. Remember, Trump said that he will deport Harry if it is found that he lied on his visa application. I also wonder why the judge is taking so long to give his verdict. Is he waiting for the November election? Well, he shouldn't, as the courts and politics should operate separately. Notice how I said should. Anyway, I also see that Tom Bauer has released the cat among the chickens or the pigeons once again. Well, not really, or not yet, but everyone is indeed jumping on the bandwagon. Tom Bauer is speculating that Meghan may be writing her own memoir following Harry's book Spare. And if she is, then obviously we can be assured that she will be dropping a huge bombshell or two on the royal family. Well, if she is actually writing a memoir or autobiography, then we can be assured that she will be dropping a few bombshells. The question is just, how true will these bombshells be? Meghan, as we know, has an issue with the truth, and she does not mind lying in public or even telling provable lies. So it will be rather difficult to judge how much damage any of her bombshells can potentially do to the royal family. But, having said that, I have seen firsthand how gullible people can be. I mean, yes, folks, I think it is highly, highly unlikely that there is such a thing as a sex tape of Andrew and Meghan taken in 2002. I mean, in 2002, Meghan was still an unknown varsity student. She only started moving in the Soho House Epstein type circles in 2011. So no, timing is wrong. And I know of a couple of other reasons why it is unlikely, to the point of almost impossible, that there is such a thing. But I'd rather keep that to myself. I think it would be a lot safer and a lot better for my overall health. But, even with a logical explanation, and even if I had solid evidence to show you, there will still be people who would prefer to believe that there is indeed a sex tape of Andrew and Meghan. But one day, when we are all old enough and mature enough, I will tell you who she actually made a sex tape with, and who the woman was who was trying to sell that tape. Guys, you will be knocked out. So surprised you'll be. I've only told one other person, so maybe one day she'll scoop me on it. But that's okay. I would rather keep the little money I have left, and am rather attached to my kneecaps. But back to Meghan's alleged proposed memoir. I think it is a possibility. I mean, after all, Harry and Meghan do have a 4-book deal with Penguin, so they owe Penguin 3 more books. Meghan's part of the deal was supposedly to be a health and wellness book, but I guess she can change her mind. I just wonder whether Meghan has the grit and staying power to actually finish a book. And what, if anything, does she have on the royal family? What could she tell which we don't already know, which could be such a major bombshell? I mean, it would be interesting to find out. I know I do not have much sympathy with the royal family, because didn't we tell them so? I mean, honestly, didn't we? Only a few videos ago, I actually said in so many words that the likes of Meghan and Omid will never stop, didn't I? There are, however, ways to stop them. Number 1, take those effing titles, and in the process, at least, it will look as if the palace and country is taking a stand, and it will also lessen the salability of Harry and Meghan a little. Number 2, just like I'm sure Harry and Meghan, particularly Harry, has some things on the royal family, or at least on his father and, say, stepmother, which I think he obviously shared with Meghan. I also know that the palace have some things on Harry and Meghan. Did I not warn Kensington Palace in particular to be honest and to tell the truth, to come out with the truth about Harry and Meghan and the children first, before Meghan brings out her version of the supposed truth? Goodness, not only did I write to the palace, I said it in public and on this platform many, many times. I also know that William had been on the brink of opening his mouth a couple of times, but time stopped by the courtiers and his father. And eventually, my dears, the monarchy will pay the price one way or another for aiding and abetting in concealing the truth. Whether it happens in the next few months or years or even in 10, 20, 30 years, someone will suffer the consequences of Harry and Meghan and Charles's actions. History has certainly taught us that. In my opinion, we won't have to wait 20 or 30 years. Harry and Meghan turned away from the secretive, supportive, closed circles of the royal family and trusted a bunch of wannabe Hollywood types and fair weather friends. Nothing lasts in Meghan's life, particularly not relationships. Secrets have already been leaked. Yes, the more harmless ones it may be, but the more enemies you make, the bigger the secrets, which will eventually leak. We have already heard David Foster say he's never met Archie and Lily. Maybe, he was being funny or sarcastic because he was even asked that question, but it is definitely proof of what people are willing to say. Meghan can go write that book and fill it with the vilest lies and stories about the royal family, and it will still backfire on her. But maybe it would be best for all if she doesn't put out that book, and maybe it would be best for the royal family if they come clean and if they are honest about the Meghan and Harry scenario and nip this whole thing in the bud. I mean, prevention, after all, is better than cure. I also see, I think it was in The Sun, that it is said Harry is looking for an invitation to the British version of the British leg of the Ambani traveling touring wedding. I think that is just ridiculous and indeed very funny. I'm sure Meghan thinks it's a good idea in the light of the number of celebrities the Ambanis have invited to previous wedding events. I mean, celebrities like the Kardashians and Priyanka Chopra and Nick Jonas. But honestly, for Harry and Meghan to travel all the way from the United States to attend the wedding of two people they don't know would definitely give way to a lot of ridicule. Things like, okay, you can attend the wedding of strangers, travel across the Atlantic for it, but Meghan can't go see her father who lives 45 minutes away from her. Or Harry can fly to the United Kingdom to attend a stranger's wedding, but not spend time with his grandfather, grandmother, and now father. Yes, 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 I know. He wanted to see his father when he was in England last, but that was a matter of seeing him for 15 or 20 minutes, not spending time with. If I personally was caught up in the same or similar circumstances and my child told me he or she has 15 minutes for me, I would likely also have told them to give it a miss. I'm also too busy. So I think if Harry and Meghan had any sense, they would give the Ambani wedding a miss. Anyway, guys, I think that is us almost caught up. I'll be back here tomorrow, hopefully with some more exciting or interesting news. So until then, please take good care of yourselves. Bye.